Good morning, Portela, sir. I'm Cody Weddle in Caracas. The Israeli military continued to pound targets across the Gaza Strip last night in the most widespread night of attacks in the enclave that the enclave has thus seen in the Israeli operation. In the latest development, Israeli aircraft fired a missile at the house of the Hamas leader of Gaza, Ismail Haniyeh, just before dawn this morning. The Palestinian death toll now stands at over 1,100. Just today, at least 8 people were killed, among them 5 women and a child. The 46th Leaders Summit of the Common Market of the South, or Mercosur, will kick off today here in Caracas. The meeting will bring together the presidents of Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, Brazil, and Venezuela, who aim to form associations with other regional blocs such as ALBA and Petrocaribe. The presidency of the organization will be passed on from Venezuela to Argentina, a country that on Monday called for unity against its battle with the holdout vulture funds. Argentine Foreign Minister Hector Timerman made that plea at the summit, urging the Latin American community to stand behind Argentina in its vulture funds fight. Those are the hedge funds that brought Argentinian debt on a secondary market, later suing for the full amount.
Meeting in Venezuela this week, the Common Market of the South, or Mercosur, is seen as an essential element towards a multipolar world, where emerging nations have a say without being pushed around by powerful nations.
To South America, Mercosur is in principle more of a commercial union, but properly planned as more productive union and with more of a political background, it could serve to enhance the position South America has on the international level.
To achieve this multipolar world, the requirement of a new international financial order is necessary. According to political analyst Hernán Brienza, that means defeating finance capitalism.
What's the capitalist financial system? They are the bondholders, the debt collectors, the debt providers, the banks, the credit houses that multiply the real capital in financial terms. What is the problem with that? The problem is that these are speculative operations that contradict the labor of the majority. And even that is not consistent with labor understood as an industrial business logic.
At the Mercosur summit in Caracas this week, the vulture funds conflict that member state Argentina is engaged in will be a central debate. This issue has created space for many world leaders to now openly talking about a new, more just international financial order where the bigger nations don't dictate the destiny of those in development. From Buenos Aires, Leonel Poblete Goduti, Telesur.
Today, the Mexican House of Representatives will continue its debate over secondary laws governing the participation of national and foreign private capital in the energy industry. Last week, senators gave the green light to 15 of 21 of the secondary laws. Deputies in the lower house have endorsed the first of the general hydrocarbons laws. On Monday, a protest formed outside of the Congress rejecting the opening of the Mexican energy market to foreign interests. If passed, the new laws would allow foreign companies to drill for oil for the first time since the sector was nationalized in 1938. The debate is expected to continue through Saturday. Fighting continues in the area surrounding the wreckage of Malaysia Airlines flight MH17 as international monitors attempt to reach the site to investigate the downing of the plane. So far, the fighting has prevented international monitors from reaching the site. They plan to renew their efforts today. Data from the plane's black boxes will be sent to Britain, but Dutch and Australian authorities have so far been blocked from recovering bodies and gathering forensic evidence. The crash killed all 298 passengers on board. Democratic Vermont Senator Patrick Leahy plans to introduce legislation today aimed at reining in government mass surveillance and data collection and increasing transparency. The White House has expressed support for Leahy's legislation. As it's written now, the bill would reduce the amount of data allowed to be collected, alter regulations stipulating how the NSA can collect data, as well as create a panel of privacy advocates to represent the public before the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court. Currently, the court only hears arguments from the government without a public representative. The Venezuelan basketball team took the top spot at the South American Championship yesterday, gliding to victory over Argentina 74-65 in Margarita Island. It marks the second championship for Venezuela. It was also the second straight tournament win for Venezuelan coach Nestor Che Garcia, an Argentinian. Despite the loss, the Argentine team secured qualification to the Toronto Pan American Games and Olympic qualifiers to be held next year. The Teatro de Cristóbal Colón is Colombia's national theater and opened its doors in 1892. It closed in 2009 for renovations, but has recently reopened. Our man on the ground in Bogota, Charles Parkinson, gives us a closer look at this cultural landmark as it enters a new chapter of its long and storied history.
The Colón Theatre, one of Bogota's most iconic cultural landmarks, reopened its doors on July 25th after a 6-year closure for extensive restoration. As part of the showcase, the theatre welcomed the UK's Royal Ballet, with Colombian soloist Fernando Montaño leading the performance. For the theatre's director, Manuel José Álvarez, Montaño's appearance is indicative of the theatre's intention to promote Colombian talent.
It's a privilege at the very least because it contributes to a vision of what the Colón Theatre is going to do. The Colón Theatre is going to pay tribute to its artists, the Colombian artists triumphing around the world, and the Colombian artists standing out in Colombia. It marks its roadmap, this vision of an inclusive theatre.
From impoverished origins, Montaño has become a world-renowned dancer. It's a story that inspires many among the theatre's eclectic audience.
It's beautiful, above all, knowing that we have Colombian dancers here that have arrived from so far away, that have managed to become dancers called on by the Royal Ballet. It's beautiful to see how far we can go.
Promising to offer a platform for local talent, the Colón Theatre could yet provide the break for Colombia's next global star. Charles Parkinson, Telesur English, Bogota, Colombia.
More on those stories and more at our website, telesurtv.net/English. For Telesur English, I'm Cody Weddle.